Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel Best IT Solutions, and today I am going to discuss about the another most important topic of Java, that is what is thread and what is multi-threading. So what is thread? Thread is a class in Java. Thread is we can call as thread is the smallest unit of process. By using thread we can achieve multitasking features, because when we are creating multiple threads, multiple tasks can be run in multiple threads and multitasking features can be achieved by the multi-threading. A big task can be break into several parts and each parts can be processed parallelly by using different threads. A big task can be break down into several small parts and each small parts can be processed parallelly using different threads, that is synchronously can be processed each parts. When we creating more than one thread, it's called as multi-threading. So what is the benefits of using threads? We can use the complete power of the CPU. We can utilize the all core of CPU by using multi-threading, and threads are also used in gaming applications. Threads are also used in web applications, and different sectors we are using threads. Async tasks can be synchronously or asynchronously running by using multiple threads. In real life project, multi-threading is a very important concept nowadays. So if thread is the most important, then how can we create a thread? We can create thread in two ways: by extending the thread class and by implementing the runnable interface. So in two ways we can create a thread. One is there is a class in thread, that is a class in Java, that is thread class. So in our class we can extend that thread class and we can create the thread, or we can implement the runnable interface and we can also create the thread. Runnable is an interface which have all the properties of the thread class. By default in our system only one thread, that is main thread, all the execution done by the main thread. So if we have not created any thread, by default in our system there is only one thread only, and that is main thread. All the executions done by that main thread only. So thread T1 equal to new thread. That is T1 thread is created here. Here T1 is a thread we have created, instance of a thread. How we will create the thread, that is depends upon our requirement. We can create the thread by extending the thread class. Also we can create the thread by implementing the runnable interface. But if our thread class is not going to extend any other classes, then we can create thread by extending the thread class, because multiple classes cannot be extended by one class. If our class extending any other classes, then we cannot extend thread class again, because Java does not support multiple inheritance. Only one class we can at a time extend. So if our class if not extending any other class, then we can extend the thread class and we can creating the thread. But if already that our class is extending one class, in that case we can implement the runnable interface. We can create that thread by implementing the runnable interface, because runnable interface, through runnable interface we can extending a thread, we can extending another class also, and we can implement the runnable interface also, and by that instance of that runnable interface we can create the thread by which multiple inheritance also can be achieved. Through runnable interface, multiple inheritance also can be achieved. Run is an internal method of thread. So when we creating a thread, it's our responsibility to override the run method, because in our thread class there is a internal method called run. When we are creating or starting a thread, run method automatically executes. So run is the internal method of thread. When we creating thread, it's our responsibility to override the run method. After creating the thread, now how to start a thread or how to run a thread? Every threads need a method called run method to run the thread. When we call start method, automatically run method will called. We need not to call run method explicitly. So when we call the start method of thread class, automatically run method will be called. and our thread will be start, because we need not to call run method explicitly. We can also stop the thread, and we can also wait for some time a thread. We can sleep the thread, because there are many more methods are provided by the thread class. In our thread class in Java, there are many more methods are provided. Through that method, we can do many more operations with that threads. Now we can see what are the thread class. What are the methods in that thread class? The methods like set name, get priority, is alive, join, run, sleep, start, current thread. So all these methods have some functionality, like set name methods to set a name of a thread, to give thread a name, that is to set a name. We can assign a name to a thread through the set name method. Get name to return that thread name, it returns the thread name, that is we can get that thread name, what is the name of the thread. And get priority, that is through this method we can get the priority of the thread, that is max priority or min priority. If the thread is max priority, then it will execute fast. If it is min priority, then it will execute at last. Is alive, that is if thread is still running or not, thread is alive or not. Join, wait for thread end, that is it will wait the main method after completion of complete the execution of that thread, then main method will execute. For that join method is used. Run, entry point for a thread. Sleep, suspend thread for a specification time. When we call that method sleep, that thread suspend the execution of the thread for a specific time. We can pass the that time in milliseconds as argument here, that is sleep 2000 milliseconds. That means that this thread is now going to sleep for 2000 milliseconds. Start, we can also start the thread. When we call that start method, run method will be executed automatically. Start a thread by calling run method. Current thread, that is returns reference to the currently executing thread object. And some other methods are like get ID. Through that get ID we can get the ID of the thread, returns the identifier to this thread, identifier of this thread. And get state, return the state of the thread, that is there are different states of a thread. So through get state method we can get the state of the thread, that it is active, it is running or waiting or sleep or dead, what is the state. And get thread group, so returns the thread group to which this thread belongs, that is this thread belongs to which group. Through this method we can get the thread group. Interrupt, that is interrupt method, interrupt the thread, it will interrupt the execution of a thread. Is interrupted, through this method test whether the current thread has been interrupted, it is interrupted or running, we can get that through is interrupted method. Set priority, previously we have seen the get priority. Through get priority method we can get the priority method, we can fetch the priority of the, that is it is mean priority, max priority. And set priority method we can set the priority. If we want that this thread need to execute fast, then we can set that priority of the thread as a max priority. So set priority, and this max priority means these are the constants. And changes or set the priority of this thread to the set priority. And check access, determines if the currently running thread has permission to modify these threads. Which thread is running, this thread has permission to modify this thread or not. Through this check access method we can fetch these things. And different states of thread, and there are different states of threads like new, runnable, blocked, and waiting, and timed waiting, terminated. These are the states of the threads. And thread life cycle, there is a life cycle of threads, like the thread is first new, when it will start, then it is runnable, and run out methods been terminated, time waiting, blocked. So these are the life cycle of the thread. Through all these cycles, a thread will start from start to end, going from start to end. So these are the life cycle of the thread. Okay, this is all about the theoretical discussion of the thread and multi-threading. Now, whatever we have discussed, we will see in the practical. Okay, now I am going to open my IDE. I have opened my STS and I have created a project here like thread demo. Now I am going to create a class, that is thread demonstration. Thread demonstrations. Also implements the main method. Okay, here I have created a class. Also I will create to another class for creating the multiple threads here, like class like pen, and this pen class extends with the thread. Okay, and we will implement that overrated run method. Public void run for int equal to 1 less than equal to 100 I plus plus. It will print the pen. Now I will create the object of this thread here, pen equal to new pen. Okay, I have created the object of pen class here. So now I am going to call that run method, pen dot start. If I will call the start method, it will automatically call the run method of the pen class. Just save and run the program. Yes, it will print 100 times, but you cannot see this thing. Just 5, take it as 5. Just save and run. Also you can mark 6 times, it will print pen. Now here I will create another class that is like pencil. Results extend threads void run and class. It will print pencil. Now also in main class I need to create the object of that pencil also. Pencil equal to new pencil. Now through the object of the pencil I will call the start method. Pencil dot start. Now this run method will also called. Just save and rerun the program. Yes, it will print 6 times pen and 6 times pencil. Yes. But if I want that, also we can use try catch method, like maybe it will give some exceptions. I'll write in online also here, like thread dot sleep for like 2000 millisecond. For 2000 millisecond it will sleep. Catch exception E, and where will print the exception. Okay. That we can mention here. This is online try with catch. This is called try with catch. Same thing we can write also here. Here I have given a parameter 2000 milliseconds for sleep these threads. Thread dot sleep. Now if I will run the program, so one time pen pencil will print and it will sleep for 2000 milliseconds, 2 seconds. After 2 seconds, pen pencil, pen pencil, pen pencil, pen pencil, pen pencil. If also you can make it as a 1000, then you can see the difference. Just save and rerun the program. In main method also you can, after calling the pen and pencil object, okay, just create that object here, and we'll also sleep this main method for some time. Hundred milliseconds. Okay, now if I run the program, till coming like pen pencil, and it will wait for some time, pen pencil, and it will wait for some time. It will make it 1000, and please rerun the program again. Pen, and after some time pencil, pen pencil, pen pencil, pen pencil. In this way it will, if we will make it 2000 and save and rerun. Pen, after calling pen it will wait for some time, and it will call again, calling the pencil method, again it will call the pen. So this way we can achieve the multiple multiple threading through the thread class. Also we can achieve this thing by implementing the runnable interface. So in this program I am going to do these things. Just instead of implementing thread class, just write here implements runnable interface. Implements a runnable pen implements runnable interface. Also this pencil implements runnable interface. Okay. Now we cannot find that start method inside the runnable interface because start method is inside the thread class. So through the object of that runnable interface we need to create the object of thread first. So here you can write in this way that runnable, we need to create the object of runnable in a new pen, and here also runnable, we need to create the object of pen and pencil with the help of runnable interface, because through the parent class reference we can create the child class object. This is the core Java concept. And here we need to create the object of thread t1 equal to new thread, and we need to pass that object here, this pen object. And now through the t1 object we can call that method. In the same way we need to create another object of thread, that is thread t2 new thread. This is the pencil object need to pass here, pencil. And here through the pencil object, through the t2 thread object, through the t2 we need to call that start method t2. Okay, fine. So here what I will do, because start method is directly we cannot get from the runnable interface, so first we need to create the pen object with the help of runnable interface, and this pen object will pass to the, we have passed to that thread class, and we can create the thread t1, thread t2, and through that now with the help of t1 and t2 we have calling the start method, and it will call that run method, and program will execute. Fine. Just save and run the program. Okay. So it will, now it is delaying to 2 seconds, that is 2000 milliseconds, and after 2 seconds it will print one by one the pen pencil also. We can also use the lambda expression also here. Yes, here we can also lambda expression here, because since it is here only one methods are there in that class, says that class, there is pen and pencil, we can use lambda expression also, like we need not to create that class every time. Directly we can use. So just delete. I am deleting this code now. Okay, and here also I am deleting this code. Okay, Control S. Now directly I am creating the thread here. Thread T1 equal to new thread, and inside that thread we are passing the implementation. New thread. Okay, and inside that thread we'll mention the lambda expression. Okay, and here I will provide the implementation like for int I equal to 1, I less than equal to 6. Any value we can take, no problem. I plus plus. Sorry, sys out. Here, pen. And also so here need to write that bracket also. Okay, fine. Now if I will run the program, it will print 6 times pen. We need to start also the thread. Before running we need to start. Now T1 dot start, because it had override the run method. Start. If I will not start, then how it will print? Control S and rerun. Okay. In the same way we can create the second thread also here. Thread T2, here thread T2 equal to new thread in the pencil. Okay, and you need to start the second thread also. T2 dot start. Now save and run the program. But here 6 times pen and pencil, but pen and 6 times pencil is printing. If I am sleep for sometimes here, these threads, right, within try catch, thread dot sleep, like 1000 millisecond, and catch within the catch block. I am writing the code exception exception E. Okay, fine. Now if I run the program, after printing the pen, it will sleep for 1000 milliseconds. If I will make it 2000, and also after printing pen it will wait for some time, and after printing pencil also it will work for some time, wait for some time. And now just save and rerun the program. Okay, now your desired output will come like that: pen, pencil, pen, pencil. But here the problem is sometimes it will come pencil, pencil, and sometimes it will come pen, pen. But we want that we need to come in that way, like one time pen, pencil. First after waiting some time, then pen, pencil, pen, pencil. But and if I will write a method here like sysout hello Tarun, and I am running, save and running. Just see the output. Yes, we want that this hello Tarun need to print after printing the pen, pencil, 6 time pen, 6 time pencil, then, but in between it will, after printing pen it will print the hello Tarun. And this is because when thread T1 is busy with printing pen and thread T2 is busy in printing pencil, at that time main thread is executing this statement. Main thread says that I have no work, so main thread has print this hello Tarun. So if we want hello Tarun after printing all these pen and pencil, then we can do one thing here. We can join T1 dot join, also thread T2 dot join. Now it will printing what is the error here showing? Add throws declaration. Okay, well, it is a chance of exceptions. Okay, now it is fine. Now if I will run the program again, pen, pencil, now it will, because after the executions of one thread completion, then another thread will execute pen, pencil. Now collision will not happen, and after printing all these things, hello Tarun will print at last. And you can print another statement layer like anything. It will print it last. This is all about multi-threading. Please like, share and subscribe the channel. Now I have saved and I am rerunning the program. Pen, pencil, because we can call this join here also. After you can experiment all. Since here I have, after printing this T1, after starting T1 thread, I have right here join. So after completing the execution of T1 thread, then only T2 thread will start. Okay, so 6 times pen will print, then 6 times pencil will print, then or other statement will be print by this main thread. So we can join here also. And it will print pen, pencil, pen, pencil, pen, pencil. Okay. Now you can see the output, desired output. In this way only we want the output like pen, pencil, pen, pencil, pen, pencil, pen, pencil. Now the collision will not happen. If we will print in this way, then collision will not happen. And at last by the main thread. Hello Tarun, and this is all about multi-threading. Please like, share and subscribe the channel. Okay guys. Thank you.